Well, this wasn't awkward at all. Suddenly, I'm just sitting in, Kalusha, waiting. Okay, let's just prepare to record. He says the presence of a powerful mark. Okay, well, the S rank's up. I guess I'll go to that real quick. So, I got a whole 10 nuts out of it from being level 76. But I didn't die. Just because I know how to not die against that high. But I know I didn't die. So that was a good thing. Oh, wrong one. So anyways. Hey there folks, rinimt here, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers. From the last part we made it to Kalusha after playing around and around the city we go in Crystarium. And we met up with Alphino. And now it is time to make a trip. I gotta go meet with him. More importantly, difference. Alright, that's up there. Okay. I'm not gonna worry about that one then. I don't think I will. Yeah, I won't. For now. You can't finish the currents here until later anyway, so. Kalusha seems peaceful, does it not? Almost familiar? I had a similar impression of the Crystarium. Even in this distant world, people are much the same. To think that whenever a calamity struck the source, a reflection such as this one, all its culture and history was being erased from existence. No! Get away from me! Over there! Quickly, someone's in trouble. Not far. Oh, that doesn't look good up there. Looks really bad up there, actually. Oh. As in, that's exactly where I'm supposed to go, so hello. Oh, thank the fates you. Look how! Oh, there's actually a lot of people who are doing this right now. I could stun this, or I could run, and I kind of went for both, and both failed. So that was great. My poor heart. Thank you, young miss. Ah, there you are. In my haste, I lost my bearings, but I see you have the situation well in hand. Fine work. Are you all right, madam? Just a few bruises from where I fell. Nothing compared to what it was in store for me before this brave soul came to my rescue. I honestly thought I was done for. My feet are not as swift as they once were. I knew there was no one left to hear me scream. Not that I let that stop me. I should probably leave my old house behind and queue up outside Yulmore with the rest of them. Doubt those fancy lords and ladies would come and would welcome an old crone like me. Still, even a shack near the gate has to be safer than staying here. One would hope. Either way, I suggest you avoid wandering alone, unless you make the Senator's task any easier. Thank you again. You saved my life. And I was sure a strapping lass like you has little fear. I wouldn't linger long in this place. There's naught to be had here but cobwebs and memories. Just as the lady says, many in these parts, I guess I could turn off auto, huh? Many in these parts have abandoned their homes to live in Yulmore shadow. Should the seniors descend upon this region, there are precious few with the strength to fight them off. Speaking of which, what have you been told of these monsters? A brief history then. It was not long after the flood swallowed the better part of the world that the seniors first appeared, some beastly, some beauteous. Yet regardless of their form, all seemed incapable of speech, and all are driven by the same insatiable appetite for mortal ether. They are predators, and we their prey. Kalusha suffers from far fewer attacks in most regions, but even so, the list of the Senior's victims grows longer by the day, a tragedy without end. Still, we have won a small victory this time at least. Now shall we press on? We need to return to the road, where the road forks and follow the path that leads west. Right, return to where the road forks. But is there a current up here? 81 northwest. Yeah, I have doubts, but let's go try. I really have doubts actually looking at the map. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's up there. Well then, I guess we won't get it, will we? So I guess while I'm just walking down to the next point here, the S rank in this area spawns after farming. It has a chance of spawning after every 50 dwarven cotton that is gathered. It's a higher level gather, but it's also the whole 80 hunt, so I mean, point is, that's how the S rank hunt here spawns.
That gate up ahead is known as the Open Arms, and Ulmore itself lies beyond. This, meanwhile, is the aptly named Gatetown, the dwelling place of the many desperate souls who hope to be chosen to live in the city proper.
Ah, I thought I recognized you. Brought a new friend, eh? I'll bet you got a trick or two up your sleeve. Maybe even 3. Care to show me?
She's not here to compete. Leave her be.
What? I was only making conversation.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please! Greetings to our hopeful petitioners, one and all! Ulmore extends its warmest regards. Let it be known that a lady of distinction wishes to dine on fish divine. We seek a master culinarian who can guarantee seafood perfection. Dazzle the matron with your delicious dishes, and life in the city will be yours to enjoy, even on days when fish is not on the menu! Who among you will answer the call? Name yourself or another, we may not at all.
Fish, is it? Was there anyone?
What about that girl?
Do you recall how I said Ulmore was a center of power and authority? Well, that is not the only reason for its fame. It is also known as the City of Final Pleasures. The noble and the wealthy who survived the flood gathered here to live out the rest of their days in decadent abandon. a poor man could sooner pass through the Iron Needle than Yulmor's gates. The only way the common folk can enter this perverted paradise is if they fulfill the whim of one of the privileged, and so they are picked over like market produce.
What a catch! We'll not be throwing this one back. Having seen your all too obvious charms, we welcome you with open arms. Come, join us in the City of Splendor and live out your life in an ecstasy of endeavor. Oh, just look at those expectant faces. What could you possibly be waiting for? Well, what have we here? An extra share of meal to celebrate our newest resident! For you!
Ah, at last!
Enjoy!
Thank goodness.
Over here!
Meal is a foodstuff which Yulmor routinely doles out to the people of Gatetown, and apparently a staple for its citizens as well. Many here rely on it to survive in these times of scarcity, yet the whole arrangement just seems... well, let's just say it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Now I understand why my attempts to enter the city thus far have come to naught. The dubious privilege of residency must be won via contest with ever-changing rules. They say this policy has been in place for the past 2 decades, ever since Yulmar's current ruler came into power. Yet from what I have seen, it does more harm than good. Not only does it distract people from our shared struggle against the Sin Eaters, it robs them of their self-sufficiency. I have tried to propose ways they could improve their lot, but my words inevitably fall on deaf ears. The attitude is so entrenched now, I worry that, well, mayhap you should take a turn around Gatetown and judge the situation for yourself. And by a turn around Gatetown, you mean side quest! Still here, are you? I can't blame you for wanting a slice of Yulmar's pie. If you ask me, you should ditch that sour-faced brat and make a home for yourself here. Gatetown's not much to look at, but at least it's safe, and the meal is the best thing I've ever tasted. I guess just work my way up. Side quest and all. A feeling in the belly. Please, will anybody help us? It's my brother. His belly hurts so much, he can't even move. I don't think the fresh water we brought was fresh at all. Can you talk to the potion maker for us, miss? I already tried, but when he started explaining the things he wanted for the medicine, I got scared and ran away. Okay, so that's over there. Songstress of the Sea. What have we here? An admirer come to exult in the purity of my vocal splendor. No, well... you would feel honored to meet me if I was ever allowed to test the limits of my instrument. One day I shall be the dog of Yulmor, nay of all Narron, but first I must secure a venue in which to practice. If I seeing it by the fraction of my full volume, the cretins around here become so unreasonably angry, insulting even, thus I've taken it finding a quiet spot near the coast. Yeah, even there, my scales and trills seem to drive the wildlife into a frenzy. I can scarce begin my practice before I'm forced to flee from some enraged beast. You look to have seen your fair share of fighting. What say you to standing guard and allowing me my fair share of singing? Pretty please. Pretty please. Oh, we got a bubbling cookpot here. Large pot bubbles over the flame. Peel chunks of meal, you realize, float in the otherwise plain broth. Redolent refuse. Oh, my poor sense of nose. Do you not smell the awful stench? What we require here is to strategically place such a brown Calusian sage. Trouble is, I'm not quite willing to die in the process of attaining said herb. But what have you missed? There's sage aplenty near the clave, should the promise of reward overshadowing any fear you might have of stabbing tooth and rending claw. 2 generous bunches should suffice. Oh, I can just walk through that. Cool. A meeting long overdue. Ah, what I want to give for just one mouthful of juicy meat. I've eaten up a meal for more moons than I can count. I mean, I'm grateful for the handouts and all, but sometimes a man needs variety. If I had me a roasted game bird about now, I'd strip that beauty down to the bone. But have you ever tried catching one of those tragopans? It's like asking to have your eyes picked out. What, you reckon you could do better? Go ahead then, make me eat my own words. Just as long as they come with a side dish of bird flesh. And make sure you bring it back alive and kicking, you understand? Here's a rope to truss it, and a sack to carry it. You might need to daze it a bit first. Of course. We've got one more stop somewhere up here. Conveniently right next to a lookout point. Just look at it. Can you imagine a more beautiful city? Every day I dream of the life that waits for me inside those walls. Oh, will they ever pick me? Let's do a slash lookout. Oh hey, and would you look at that? A current. Remember how you get to it. Yeah, it's right here. I think. Over here. There we are. You've seen what Gatetown has to offer. These people can no longer fend for themselves. They become dependent on handouts of meal and believe Yulmore is the answer to all their woes. Yet no matter how I frame my encouragement, they seem unwilling, nay, unable to conceive of any other way of life. A fickle existence. You disapprove of Yulmore? It is difficult to make a final judgment without first seeing the city's inner workings. Mayhap it is that uncertainty which always makes me feel so ill at ease here. Not that it matters. However unjust the system seems to me, if these people claim to be content with their lot, it's hardly my place to criticize their choices. But take that elderly lady you rescued. Does it not seem that those who have chosen to forgo Yulmore as a large guest are doomed to suffer for their independence? In the end, they are all but forced to seek refuge in Gatetown. And so hamlets and fields across the island are left empty and untended, hastening their region's descent into ruin. Nay, I am not convinced that Yulmore's generosity truly serves the best interests of Calusia's people. I am not so naive as to think there is some miraculous solution to all of this. Yeah, I cannot help but frown at the sight of hardworking villagers struggling to survive, even as the chosen few rejoice at being plucked from poverty by the hands of a capricious noble. There has to be a better way. I will not know for sure, however, until I have taken those long-delayed steps through Yulmore's gates. It's fortunate that you arrived when you did, Arya. I have been working on the scheme to insinuate myself into this city, and if all goes to plan, it should soon come to fruition. There is a beast tribe who makes its home in the sea surrounding the island. The Ondo, they're called, though you and I know them as the Hagen. For the most part, they keep to themselves in their ocean grottos and rarely have dealings with land dwellers. But Sitario took such great pains to impress upon me during our stay in Kugane. Business favors the bold, and so I reached out to them. I duly discovered that the Ondo are inordinately fond of land-grown produce, fresh fruits in particular. When I offered to procure such goods for them, they promised to pay me in pearls. An attractive business venture for any prospective investor, would you not agree? Surely even the most jaded Yulmoran lord would have time for a merchant who can make pearls from plums and pumpkins? Yes, I've come a long way since my days of buying samurai swords without first negotiating a price. My appointment with the Ondo is due to take place in a few hours. I just need to collect the produce and meet with them over on the shore. Might you help me make the exchange? Excellent. I should be glad of your company. First things first then. We must pay a visit to Mosha Moa, my supplier in Wright. Come, it is just to the northwest of here. Okay. Alright, but more importantly, before we go west, here you go. East. Tweaking it. Or this one doesn't matter in terms of I don't think it's level 70 anyway. And avoid that. Okay, watch it be sound. It's gonna be like, rah, I got you. Okay. Welcome, welcome! What concoctions are you after today, man? Then? I almost said miss, but wouldn't have been right. Ah yes, I remember. The young girl and her ailing brother. I'd used the last of my bark, you see, and all they wanted was for her to gather some from the trees on the cape. The way she ran off, you'd think I'd ask for her a bowl of her blood or something. You're welcome to collect a few strips in her step if you like, although I don't expect you'd want the bother. Still here? Very well. Find some trees and use this knife to be very carefully peel away 3 pieces of nice dry bark. Won't hold my breath. Okay. That's up there. Those are down there. All the way up there. I guess I can clear the marker from where the S rank was, can't I? Gotta go back anyway. May as well go this way first. Oh my goodness, look at all the people. Copper knife. This one. And finally. there, so I guess I'll just apparently walk right into a Trogopon. That's a great plan, Rinny. Let's go down here. You can see the shadowing on this map is very specific. Oh, now I literally did walk into a Trogopon. Very specific on where it shadows out. Yeah, it's a half map. We do the other half later on, so. So we'll do some sage. And more sage. Finally, here's that Ultros. Ah, to someone big rain sing here. I feel as if my voice rings clear across the sea. Now, if you'd be so kind as to intercept any nuisances before they ruin my practice, I should be most appreciative. Now, okay. Makes sense. There seems to be a lot of them here, right? Level 76. I'm like, these are dying slowly. I am not used to this. Yes, the level. Fuck's sake. Like, this is so slow. Yeah. There's a reason why, Renee. There's a reason why. Hello. You are a big boy. My thing walks right as I'm with the hit it. That is gonna be the thing with the questing. I'm like, but these aren't dying. That's fast. Oh yeah. Alright, so that's those taken care of. Ah, that was simply wonderful. You don't know how long it's been since I was last able to sing to my heart's content. And so thanks to you, let us return to town so I might show you the proper gratitude. The other reason I'm not too worried about trying to walk to Wright is because since I was up in that area for the S rank, I kind of went and got that Aetherite, so I can just warp there. So literally just walking right there, because that's it right there. S rank was literally right up there, so. Walking. Slowly. On mat. So faster than walking. That's so slow. So much easier when you just have a warp and you can just warp back. I see you finally came to your senses. Let's have that knife back then. What's this? You actually went to harvest the bark? But what could you possibly hope to gain? Kindness will get you nowhere in this rotten town. What a rare soul you must be. I suppose I have no choice now but to mix up the cure I promised. I mixed some herbs and powders together with the barkeeper. A few pills a day should settle the aches in the lad's stomach. Never mind the payment. After all, it's you who's done most of the legwork. You know, I'd hope to trade my healing skills for a life in Yulmore, but maybe my place is here, amongst the poor and the desperate. To help for the sake of helping, to be needed. It's not a bad feeling. But now I have to get back up. That wasn't too hard. That wasn't too hard. Could have been way worse. You're right over here. Did you go and see the potion maker? For my brother? Thank you, miss. You've saved his life. He'll be wanting coin, right? I'm not sure we... What do you mean? Nothing. Here, you must take these at least. I collected them myself. Thank you again. Instead of a coin, I'm gonna give you a ring. Okay. Makes sense? Question mark? I guess? Thank you ever so much for your help. I almost wish I could keep you on as an assistant. I know I seem to be struggling through a rough patch at the moment, but once I make a name for myself in Yulmar's cabaret show, the privilege will be climbing over each other to offer me patronage. And then, when I'm wealthy and famous, you shall have the reward you deserve. For now, however, this is all I can afford. Starting an advance payment. Don't worry, that's about the same pay everyone else here gives. So, you're good. You're good. How fared your harvesting efforts? Well, you know. Yes, it's a goodly amount. My thanks, but a moment while I prepare an experimental sachet. Just grind these up, add a sprinkle of this, a dash of that, and it's done. It is akin to inhaling a springtime breeze. I must begin producing these fair scented pouches in bulk. You must have the privilege of putting in my aromatic creation to the test. Place one of my sachets behind this foul-smelling shack and inform me of the results. Once I speak with this unfulfilled forager. Tell me there's a bird in that sack. Oh, that's a feisty one. Nice work, stranger. Seeing this fellow all trussed up for the dinner table, it will remind me of being back in still time. Been years since I left to chase after Yulmar's promises, but I'm no closer getting through that gate than when I started. Maybe it's time I gave up on hollow dreams and went back to my old mum. Anyway, my thanks for the bird, friend. Also, I just turned in these last two quests on Monk. Gosh dang it! That's it. We're just changing the red ranges now for this last quest. The rank fumes permeating the air are slowly replaced by a pleasant, refreshing scent. Did my scent improve the victor in that contents of fragrances? Well, that's satisfying to hear. I shall continue manufacturing these pockets of sage and proceed with secreting them about the place. Thing of it is, the folk of Gatetown often paw through the refuse discarded by the free citizens of Yulmore. Such salvaged items have, however, spent no short span of time moldering amongst actual garbage. That's the offensive odor I've been forced to endure, but no longer. Thanks to you, my olfactory senses will be spared. Pray accept this token for your trouble. There, see? I can successfully turn in a quest on not Monk. I am capable of it. Maybe. Kinda. Hello, Moshamoa. There's something I can do for you, friend. Good day to you, Moshamoa. This is my associate, Arya. We are here to collect the produce I purchased. I loaded your lackey up with the goods not long ago. My lackey? I know of no such person. Mr. Lad, short, blue hair? No. He said he'd come on your behalf, and since he seemed to know all the details, I just assumed. found that someone must have been eavesdropping on our conversation. If this charlatan was here not long ago, he cannot have gotten far. We should split up and search the area. You find a vantage point on the south side of town. I shall take the west. That's where we stop. I guess that destination works as a stopping spot, huh? Search the surroundings for a male mistle with short blue hair. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target a likely suspect and inspect him with the mouse. So Mistle is the name of Mikote, by the way. So Mistle is Mikote. I'm so glad they tell us that. I guess if you were a Mikote, they would tell you. But whereas I get the drawn explanation because I'm all raw. Arya, any sign of him? You have a keen eye. Let us move in before he makes good his escape. Oh, I was, fully just waiting for you to... Hello, people. I was just waiting for it to just warp me there and automatic cutscene and, all that good stuff. Lots of gatherers around here.
There you are. The thief who claims the harvest on my behalf. Hand it over.
Well, forgive me. I have to get into the city. I have no family and all my friends have already been chosen. No one here gives a damn about me. When the meal gets handed out, I'm lucky if I get a smell of it. No matter what I do, they won't call out my name. I'm so tired, I'm so bloody hungry. I thought maybe I could steal your idea, get in that way.
What is your name?
Kai Shear.
Tell me then, Kai Shear, must it be Yulmore or nothing? What of the Christerium? They may not offer charity, but you would be fairly compensated for any work you did.
No, it has to be Yulmore. That's where all my friends are. We made a promise that we'd live together in paradise.
I was to make my deal with the Ondo at the Clave. Listen carefully, and I shall tell you my plans for the business, and how best to arouse the Yulmorans' interest.
You'll give me your place? Just like that?
I'm giving you a chance, nothing more. What comes of it is entirely up to you.
I understand. Oh, thank you, thank you!
This was but one path. There will be others. But for young Kai Xie, it was the difference between life and death. I do not regret my decision, yet I will admit that a part of me wonders if it was for the best. We strive to bring swift salvation to this world, that countless lives might be saved, not least your own. Even if it came at the cost of one man, should I have forged on regardless?
That's not who you are.
I suppose not. Were Estinian here, he would most likely scoff at my soft-heartedness.
Same old Alfido, ever the slave to sentiment.
But I thank you for your kind words nonetheless. Let us see to it that both these stories have a happy ending. Shall we return to Wright then? Is that... I can't be sure, but I think someone's in trouble. Come on, they may need our help.
I mean, I'm sure they're fine. They're just laying face down on the beach, looking slightly washed up. They're fine. Oh, I made a friend, and I'm not a monk actually right now because I'm getting the map experience on that monk. It'll be fine. I should outrun it, right? No. It's fine. Nothing to worry about. I have to take care of the worst of his injuries. Mercy, I beg you. Breathe easy, sir. No harm will come to you here. The poor man is shivering. Pray keep an eye on him while I get the fire going. How for certain I was dead. How am I ever repay this kindness? We'll settle for the tale behind your current predicament. Why don't you begin by telling us your name? Tristel. I was invited into Yulmore to work as an artist. A wealthy couple took me in to paint pictures for them, but when my style proved contrary to their taste, they just as quickly turfed me out onto the street. I was left penniless and patronless, a grave sin in Lord Lothry's city. Within days, they had brought me before the man himself, and he asked me what I meant to do. Rejected as I was, I told him that I wished to leave. Little I didn't know how soon he would grant me my wish. I flung me over the balustrade into the goddamned ocean! Up there? How are we not dashed to pieces? Don't ask me. Luck, I suppose. Though if you hadn't found me when you did, it wouldn't have counted for much. Monstrous. The citizens condone such barbaric punishments. Oh, without a second thought! When Lord Lothry passes judgments, no one so much as blinks, let alone argues. In Yulmore, his word is law. The more I hear about Yulmore, the more determined I am to see what waits within its walls. I shall bend all my thoughts towards securing another way into the city. There must be something we can do. But first, we should convey Tristel to the shelter of the village. Fire or no fire, he needs to be out of this chilly coastal air. A way into the city? to Wright. Cool. Maybe. I can click it. This way, I believe. Eventually. I guess I could have gotten on the mount, but too late now. Pray accept my deepest gratitude. I owe you both my life, and if you'll permit me, I'll assist you in your attempt to enter Yulmar, insofar as I am able at any rate. To be frank, the thought of sending my saviors into that awful place makes me sick to the stomach, but since it's plain you've set your minds on it, you should take this. It's my favorite paintbrush. The Yulmar and the Elite are never satisfied until they get exactly what they want. And if I'm not mistaken, the couple I mentioned will be looking for someone to replace me. If you should make a show of owning such a well-used brush, you may be able to convince people you have a talent for painting. Are you certain? This is your livelihood. We cannot deprive you of such a treasured possession. I'd give it gladly after all you've done for me. Besides, I can't. I don't think I have the heart to paint anymore. As to what I'll do instead, I honestly haven't decided, but I shan't stay long in this place, not with the city brooding over me. Nay, I'll move on to new lands and a new profession, and I'll keep you in my prayers from now until my dying day. City of... Oh my god, the side quest! Final pleasures! They say kindness is its own reward, but Tristles repay us with a gift as timely as it was unexpected. We will, however, need to act upon its advice before another painter steps in to fill the vacancy. Thankfully, I do have some modest skills with a brush, nothing approaching that of a true artist, but of course, but enough to play the role, I would hope. As for you, we don't mind taking a subordinate role, mayhap you could pose as my assistant. Then it's settled. All we need to do is return to Gatetown and await the next appearance of those vile jesters. Oh dear lord, these are side quests. Okay, Rennie. A village of woe. Excuse me, but you're the lady Alpina was traveling with, aren't you? I am sorry, I didn't quite catch your name. Arya, how lovely to meet you. My name is Euless, and I'm the acting village mayor. I was hoping some of your talents would pass through Wright before long. The thing is, I need to visit someone up at Stonegazer, but I'm afraid to walk the path alone. Do you think you could provide an escort? Why, thanks. I'm just gonna bring myself to ask one of the villagers. You see, there was an incident a while back where a Ventrip band of hunters was badly mauled. Simply mentioning that it's unsafe to wander outside the village these days would be enough to bring back memories of that grisly scene, which is why it's been so difficult to even bring up the subject. But such does not change the fact that the roads are indeed dangerous. Pray meet me on the path to the north, and be prepared to fend off the wildlife. Alright. As a question to this... Not just here and right. Okay. The noise. The noise. A plankless task. Oh, hurry you. Forgive me, it's not often we see travelers in Wright with how dangerous it is hereabouts. I even worry for my husband taking the road to the Shin Garden. He's as strong as the Talos. He has been gone for a good while, though. If you're headed that way, could you please let him know that his wife is expecting him at home? Okay. Suppose I could do that. So those are the two key ones here because of Aether Currents. But following the grain. Sorry, miss. Please tell me you're a warrior of some kind. You see, there's a gang of bandits who have moved into the area. They used to be residents of Yulmar, but were exiled for stealing it from free citizens. Now they've taken the stealing from us instead, and anyone who tries to stand up to them gets a good beating for their trouble. Folks say they're former soldiers, and seeing how those bastards fight, I'm inclined to believe them. We're just farmers here. We need someone who can stand up to them, someone who knows their way around a weapon. Could you be that person for us? Haste Lot. Oh my gosh, am I just gonna do this with all the names here? Let's teach them a lesson then? Oh, thank you. We've already hatched a plan to track down their camp. Poked a hole in the harvest sack and left it as bait. The trail of grain now leading away from the village to the east, so you might want to start your search there. Okay. Yeah, it's going mush. Bridge to the other side. Do you want to hear a ghost story? Of course you do. The old pig farm over yonder once belonged to a family known as the Greeleys. It was around, 10 winters ago now, that their entire sty was butchered by a pack of wild animals. The farm never recovered, and the family scattered to the winds. The Greeley's daughter and her betrothed sought refuge here in Wright, but misfortune's grasp would not surrender them so easily. The lad was slain by Dikayasan last year when the Ether attacked our village. And the lad, mad with grief, threw herself from the bridge that bears her family's name, drowned right there in the river. Ever since, the folk have avoided that spot, convinced the Greeley Bridge is haunted by the girl's anguished spirit. You think the tale of the tall one? Go to the bridge yourself and call out her name, Ismella. So it looks like there's a hunt train here. So welcome to actually being in, the current expansion. At least current expansion when I'm recording this. There's actually activity in some areas. Witch of the Sea. Excuse me, miss. You seem the well-traveled sort. I should say more activity. Would you be willing to accompany me to the Clave in return for a reward? There's a bit of a problem, you see. We take turns manning the watchtower hereabouts, but the last few folk have been driven away by the lighthouse post by sudden and terrible headaches. Every single one of them remembers hearing some sort of screeching wail. You don't know if we're dealing with a sea witch or a roaming banshee, but they all agree that sounds awful enough to chill your blood. How fortunate for me, then, that I have you to back me up. Pray follow me to the Clave, and we can solve this mystery together. I guess I'm gonna mute shout chat for a bit, so I don't have to see all that nonsense. It's distracting me from reading. So it makes me want to read it. A drop of sunshine. Excuse me, miss, but you are a fellow visitor here, yes? I wonder if you would be willing to perform for me a trifling service. I serve a particular family of the Yulmoran elite, and it is at the behest of my patron, a man with a discerning taste for fine drink. I have ventured to the famous breweries of Wright. Oh, do you not partake yourself? Otherwise you would surely be aware of Wright's incomparable ale and its glowing reputation among the privileged of Yulmore. In recent years, however, it seems distribution of the golden liquid has ground to a halt, and thus have I been sent to make a purchase directly from the source. Simple task, you might think, except the people of Wright are not overly receptive to visitors from Yulmore. Downright dismissive, in fact. Do you understand my dilemma? I need to speak with the villagers and procure a supply of ale in my stead. Service for which you will be paid most handsomely. So what? 800 gil? Basically. That's usually how that goes. You wanting to buy some Wright ale? Oh no, we was indeed famous for our ale once, but that age is long past. Any barley we grow these days is bound for oven or the cooking pot. There's not to be spared for brewing beers and the like. You put that young back to work bringing in the harvest, though, and I might be convinced to part with a bottle from my private stock. Okay. I guess I can do this one here. It's like barely out of town. You brought me my barley then. And I was like, oh man, cha-cha. I'm like, oh, now I gotta look again. Thank you, lass. There's fewer hands around to help ever since the it's a good drop, our Wright ale is. Flies on the throat like honey sunshine, so they say, and before you know it, you've down the whole damn bottle. Drink it slow and easy, lass, or you'll be waking up with a sore head come tomorrow. Put off. Good, Ranny. Good, Ranny. You changed jobs. Were you successful in your bargaining? You bet. Let's see, that explains why the trickle of ale into Yulmar has ceased altogether. I shall report this situation to my patron and see what can be provided in the form of laborers and surplus comestibles. In any case, I thank you for securing this precious bottle. Kind traveler, your payment as promised. Yeah, that's exactly what I got paid by someone who didn't have much money, buddy. So... anyways, on that note, I guess I will call it there. In the next part, we will wrap up Wright side quest and head into Yulmar. Hopefully, we should. I don't see why we wouldn't. I mean, we've got a plan, right? Yeah. So, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing. If you really enjoy it, consider supporting the channel. All support greatly helps you keep seeing content like this and more. You can find the links for that in the description, along with links to me on social media. So thank you again for watching, and until next time, this is rinimt, signing out. Bye!